Good morning, guys. It's your girl, CrysMarie, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. I just woke up 15 minutes ago, brushed my teeth, and get my hair up. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. As you can see from the title of this video, this is about me having gestational diabetes. If I'm saying it wrong, I do apologize. This video may or may not get a little emotional. As I was saying, obviously you can see, this video may or may not get a little emotional because it's still fairly new that I found out, and I was originally not going to make a video on this, but I figured there's other women out there that are probably going through the same thing, probably not, but or probably in the beginning of their pregnancy, and I think they should be aware of stuff like this, just like I was caught off guard with it. So I hope this video becomes helpful to some of you that are my family or friends watching. Thank you for sending me the support. I know a lot of you don't know what I'm talking about because, like I said, I've kept it in the dark. I just found out, and it's been very emotional for me. What I would ask if you comment down below, please, 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 please do not comment, don't eat sugars, drink more water, and stuff like that, because these are things I'm already doing, which I will be explaining in the video. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Again, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Comment down below after this video any advice, suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. What? I know, you know mommy's crying. You know mommy's crying. It's okay. It's okay. Gabe is like bothering me. So the last video I made, which is probably already up by now, was my update on where I've been and why I haven't been recording Gabe. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead, but I do explain that Gabe here goes everywhere I go, and a new thing is when I'm sad or crying, he comes and checks up on me. So what you guys just saw. But in that video, I explained that I failed my 3-hour test. Or no, I explained that I had to take a 3-hour test, and that's why I still have all these bruises, which are still there. And I went Tuesday to my birthing class this past week, and I already knew that I failed just by my head nurse's look on her face, and pretty much everything happened fast from there. They gave me a paper, which is like a recommendation paper, that I had to bring downstairs to the other OBG, because we have 2 OBGs. My OBG on top is for my centering classes, which are my birthing classes, which my last one is in the week after this week, in 2 weeks, yeah. And then the one under is where I see my doctor, get my ultrasounds, all that stuff, that good stuff. So I had to go downstairs after my birthing class, and you can imagine my frustration the entire time, sitting there and just having to wait and not react that I have diabetes. And out of the, I guess there's 3 tests to determine, and I failed 2. So they give me, I go downstairs after they give me the paper. I speak to this lady, the same lady who gave me the shot in my butt, who was rude as hell, but this time she's like super nice to me, and it was kind of weird. And she's telling me, you gotta go here, here's a dietitian plan on how to start eating from this day on. that hospital's going to call you because we take care of the baby side. They take care of your side. So pretty much a whole diabetic, it was a diabetes lung cancer facility that had to contact me because I had to go to an entire different hospital for this. So I'm still like confused. No one's explaining anything to me. I only know diabetes from what I see on the TV. I'm sure some of you feel the same. And the only one in my family that has diabetes is my dad. And I've always been very alert on things I eat because of that, because I know me and my brothers are at risk of getting diabetes. So yes, when I used to eat really bad, I was still, it doesn't make sense, but it does to me. Like I was still watching what I eat when I was eating bad. Like I knew if you're gonna eat 2 Swiss rolls, don't eat 2 more. Like hello. But all jokes aside, I knew to be careful with sweets intakes. And when I got pregnant, one of my fears was getting gestational diabetes. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but that was my biggest fear from day one, that and stretch marks. And I've always been a type of person to eat fairly healthy, but not as healthy as I've been eating this entire pregnancy. I know you're probably thinking, well, Crystal, you came out with a Taco Bell mukbang and you were just talking about doing a Burger King mukbang. But literally, you guys, those are once in a blue moments that I've treated myself, because I've had crazy cravings for Coca-Cola, for fruit punch, Minute Maid juice, for hot fudge sundaes, Jim Dandies, and there's no Friendlies around here, so that saved my ass. Rocky Road ice cream. Like there's so many sweets and stuff that I've had so many cravings, and I literally been so good on myself to the point that if I break even a little bit, my husband knows to give me a little pep talk. We had this understanding since the very beginning, because my fear was gaining a whole bunch of weight this pregnancy, stretch marks, and diabetes. And we talked about it and we had a plan set. I've been eating nothing but vegetables. I love vegetables before I was pregnant, but I've grown to love them even more during pregnancy. I was never really a big rice eater. In this pregnancy, I have barely ate rice. If you follow me on Snapchat and you see some of the dishes that I make for dinner that have rice, literally my amount is like half a cup. I literally get a measuring cup and give myself half a cup because I don't like rice like that as it is. I prefer white rice over Spanish rice, and I know that's crazy. Some of you Spanish watchers are like, what the fuck? But when you grow up on something for so long, you get sick of it. That's my thing. But I'm always eating broccoli. I'm always eating peppers, onions. I'm always eating cucumbers. I'm always eating romaine lettuce. If I want like tacos, I've even substituted the wraps for romaine and ate a taco like that. Yesterday I made a cucumber taco, which hurt my fucking teeth. I think I did it wrong. But, you know, I substitute things. I know I was obsessed with bagels in the very beginning. It was like I had to have a bagel every morning with cream cheese and my coffee, or with the glass of water. And maybe that's what could have started it all, I guess. But you guys, I just wanted to give you, I know this kind of went like off topic of what I was saying from the hospital. I just wanted to tell you how I've been eating, that I've even actually lost weight during this pregnancy, and it wasn't due to throwing up, because I only threw up once this pregnancy, which I'm very grateful for. But I'm frustrated because you'll see why I'm frustrated. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna jump ahead. You'll see why. All this talking is working me up and making me thirsty. All right. So I get a phone call that very same day, or was it the next day? No, it was the next day in the morning. And it was to go see them Wednesday. No, Thursday. I don't know. It was to go see them one of those days. And the only available time they had was 8 in the morning. And I told them, we only have one car right now. My husband works in the base. He gets out at 8 o'clock. He doesn't get home till like 8:20, 8:15 if he's speeding. So I'm like, I can't do that. Do you have a 9 o'clock? She's like, no. And the next appointment we don't have available is not till July. And that's at 8 o'clock as well. And I'm like, all right, fine. So obviously, you guys, I had to drop Brandon off at the base, go to my appointment, then go pick him up. And it was just a shit show that entire day after finding out everything I'm about to tell you I found out. It was just a horrible fucking day. So me and her going back and forth. Then she asks me, are you monitoring your blood sugar levels? And I told her, no, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I literally just found out that I have gestational diabetes. I don't know anything about this. So she's like, okay, we'll show you how to do it when you're here. So no one told me where to get a monitor, what to pay for the monitor, if my insurance covers it. No one told me anything. So I'm just thinking, okay, I'm going to go there and they're going to provide me with a monitor, right? So after all that, I go to the appointment. I'm the only pregnant girl there. There's a bunch of old people there. And people are just looking at me, and I feel already like self-conscious because I'm like, okay, whatever. The lady on the phone on the previous that I was talking to told me to come in a little earlier and it'll take me a little early. That way I can leave early. That didn't happen. I was there at 7:45. I didn't get seen to 8:05. So it didn't even freaking matter that I showed up early. So I was already frustrated about that. The phlebotomist there, they had to take blood to check my A1C. Don't ask me what that is because I don't know. So if you're diabetic and you know what it is, then A1C. And I guess it checks your blood from like 3 months before for sugar levels. I told the lady, listen, this arm, my veins like to jump. When you go in there, they like to move. I don't know why it happens, but this is why whenever I get blood taken out, people usually don't go for this. There's only one vein, and you have to really find it. This one, however, this is why I get bruised up on this arm, because there's a vein on this side, and that's why you guys see all those bruises. There's a huge vein that everyone goes for right there. So you would think that this woman would take the blood from this arm. This arm. No, she went for this arm first, couldn't find it, took the needle out, then went for this arm. At the same time, this arm's bleeding because she didn't badge it up or nothing. And then I find out that this woman is in training. So I was already frustrated. They took my weight, they took my height, my blood pressure, all the works. And then I sat in the room and waited for this doctor. This doctor comes in and she's already straight to talking. Like, there was like no way of getting words into her. I think the only thing I was able to say was good morning. Like, she had her coffee, she had her gown unbuttoned, come to find out she's pregnant. And she actually used to live in Springfield, Mass. Well, she used to live in Connecticut and worked for Bay State for 4 years. So I'm thinking, okay, like, I don't know why I thought that we were going to be friends, but I'm thinking like this girl shouldn't be so bad, but just because she's from where I used to be from. Don't ask me why I thought that. It just felt familiar. You had someone there, from everyone you don't know there. Boy, was I wrong. So she's telling me all these numbers to look for in the meter. Mind you, the monitor meter, whatever the hell that I don't have. Still not explaining to me anything. Then sends a prescription for test strips and tells me, but doesn't tell me. Okay, this is what she tells me. We're gonna get you prescribed because we gotta get you a monitor, the needles, and the test strips so you can start testing your blood now. I'm gonna see you in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, if it goes down, you don't have to get insulin shots because that's the last thing we need you to do. So I'm like, okay. She gives me another paper that my first doctors gave me on a whole dietitian plan. She's telling me that I need to drop some more weight, that I'm overweight, and all this. And I'm just like looking at her like, this pregnancy, you guys, I'm not gonna tell you exact numbers, but I'm gonna be real with you. I literally only gained 24 pounds. I've been losing, because at first I gained a little more, but I've literally been losing weight towards the end. Um, I gained all my weight in the beginning. I gained it drastically. It was crazy. I remember crying about it because I was like, what the hell's going on? But I gained 24 pounds this entire pregnancy. Now, to some, that's not good, but to some, that's not bad. To me, that's not bad. I've seen worse. So, 24 pounds this entire pregnancy, I thought I did an amazing job. My weight before I got pregnant was not where my height needed to be, but I was not overweight. I was considered obese in the doctor's, calculations they do to you. But if you looked at me, you would be like, where the hell are you obese? I think the weight was in my boobs and butt. Honestly, I'm not even joking. So she proceeds to tell me, I need you to drink lots of water, which you guys know I stress in every video, that's all I drink. I need you to at least walk an hour a day, 4 times a day, which I do that. I take Gabe for walks. I run outside with him for at least 30 minutes to an hour. I'm constantly moving in the house to the point where my husband's telling me, you need to sit down, your feet are getting swollen. I'm never sitting. Like, I sit during like afternoon to night because that's my relaxed time. During the day, I'm moving around, I'm active because I'm trying to have a smooth labor, which I already know I'm not gonna have. I'm gonna put it out there, I already know I'm not gonna have. So she's telling me this, she's telling me what to start eating, to stay away from juice, stay away from soda, and I'm just trying to get a word into her, to tell her what I eat. Finally, I was able to tell her the stuff I eat, and she tells me, well, it's neither here nor there. I won't be able to tell what you actually eat till we start checking your sugar levels, because from your levels on the test, it doesn't seem like you're eating that. I was so furious. I could have punched her. I'm not joking. I've never felt that way over any doctor because I know they're just doing their job. But I was so pissed off because 1, you're calling me overweight. 2, you're calling me a liar. I've changed my entire eating habits this whole pregnancy. I'm frustrated. I'm towards the end of my pregnancy, and now you guys want to put me on a fucking diet. And not only that, this doctor was overweight than I was, and she's pregnant, and she's due 4 days after me. Coming in, drinking a coffee that looks like liquid milk, and you're telling me all this shit. You think I want to listen to her? No. So, oh my God. So I leave the clinic. I had to check out. They gave me 2 appointments, a 2-week follow-up, and they told me it was going to be with another doctor, not her, which I was perfectly fine with. And then she signed me up for a dietitian class with a group, which I don't know why, because I did not agree to it. A dietitian class with a bunch of people to tell them how to eat and stuff. And like, I know when you have diabetes, it has to do with it, carbs turn to sugar, and people forget that. I forgot that, and that's probably what caused it. Was the one bagel in the morning I did for like 2 months straight. I was obsessed with everything bagels, and that could have caused it. Another thing is, I was eating stuff I normally don't eat that week that I was in Massachusetts. I gave in to my cravings, not cravings, but like I gave in to baked mac and cheese, pork, soda for that week only, because I was like, I've been doing so great this entire pregnancy. I deserve to be able to give in. And it wasn't like I gave in and it was craziness. It was moderate still. It was, okay, if I'm going to have a cup of soda today, that's my only cup. Like, literally, that's what I did to myself. I monitored what I ate, and that's not fun, especially when you're pregnant and you're craving stuff and you're like, no, I want it. And you have to tell yourself no. That is the hardest thing. I sent my prescription to Walgreens. I had to go pick it up. But I went to go get my husband first at the base and then went to Walgreens because Walgreens is literally, there's a street by Walgreens where we can take and it goes to our house quick. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll start pricking my finger. I'll start cutting down even more of the food I'm eating and hopefully it clears up. So, like I said, before I left, I tried to explain to her too that I just had my baby shower and that week I was eating pretty bad. Could that affect the blood? And she's like, well, you failed the first glucose test. But no one was telling me how bad or how bad or whatever. And I remember the first glucose I test, I had avocado toast. So the sugar in the avocado and the sugar in the toast could have potentially messed up my scores. They didn't tell me if it was that bad or it was really bad for me to go based on that, you know what I mean? And that morning, before I left to the hospital, they asked me, and I know some of you guys saw my Snapchat that I was ranting really because I was pissed. They asked me, Miss Martinez, what did you eat this morning? And I told them I had avocado toast with pepper. I had a banana. I ended up not eating it. It's literally sitting in my car, and I had a glass of water. Like, I'm always drinking water. Sugar stuff, believe it or not, makes my heartburn go crazy. And that's why I haven't been eating so much sweets, because I've noticed when I eat something sweet, my heartburn is like, and it's there for a long time, and the Tums do not fucking help. So why would I give into sugar? But it's the carbs. Anyways, the doctor and the nurse looked at me and they were like, are you sure that's what you ate? Or are you just saying that? I pulled up Snapchat so fast and showed them, this is what I ate. This is why I record and I save and I take pictures, because situations like this, I never thought this would happen, where I'm pretty much getting called a liar and I had to show my social media of something I posted a little bit earlier. I was just torn. I was heartbroken. I was defeated. I wanted to report her, but I was like, it's not even worth it. It's just, oh my God, you guys. So I ended up calling my mom and explaining everything to her. And then I headed out to go get my husband. And then we went to Walgreens. And the whole time I was fine. I was smiling. Because deep down, you guys, I wanted to bawl my eyes out. I've never felt so uncomfortable in my own skin after that. And yeah, it was the worst feeling ever. And like I said, I know doctors normally do that, and you guys probably have stories of your own, but I can take it from a doctor. Like, it doesn't usually bother me, but this particular subject bothered me the most. So we go to Walgreens and they tell us that TRICARE doesn't cover the diabetes strips. So in my head, I'm like, okay, just the strips. And she goes, that was the only order put in. So me and my husband go, okay, thank you, we're gonna call our insurance, and we drive off so nothing gets rudely said. I come home, I call Walgreens back, and I said, hi, I was just there and I forgot to ask you, how much are the strips? The strips were $200 and they were, I think, 28 or like close to $30 for only a 14-day supply. That did not include the monitor that cost $45 and the needles that cost another $23. So I'm essentially gonna be spending over $200 for the next 2 months, or not even, for the next 2 weeks, to see if I need to keep doing that and get insulin shots or whatever the heck. So I politely hung up with her and she told me, you know, you could check the base pharmacy and see if they'll give you guys one for free, yada, yada, yada. But I didn't even bother calling you guys because it's not that I don't have the money, it's I'm not going to drop that money. And I know you're probably thinking, well, Crystal, this is going to benefit you and be and take care of your baby. My baby's fine. She's fine. The diabetes is affecting her, but not, if that makes sense, because it's pretty much the placenta is gathering more sugar than it should be, and it's just a lot of stuff. So anyways, I started crying. I literally stood on this couch for 4 hours, did not get up, was crying my eyes out till I fell asleep and took a nap. And I felt bad because my husband, again, he came out. I picked him up like around 9 something. He was at his job for an hour studying for a test. And the entire time I was crying, he sat here watching me, trying to calm me down. And it's just, it makes you feel so defeated. And I'm trying not to cry right now because, you know, I've been through a lot of people's pregnancies. And I know the worst thing you could do is compare pregnancy to other people's. And it's not what I'm doing. The thing is, I've been through so many other people's pregnancies where they eat bad and they don't take care of themselves and they just sit around, like they let themselves go, and they never have problems. And I literally have problems. Like I've said in my last video, I feel like I'm complaining, but I've only had problems since day one, and I've taken care of my body before this pregnancy and during, and I just don't understand why this is all happening. So between the high blood pressure, the now the gestational diabetes, it's overwhelming. It's too much. And you know, my husband was even mad because it's like, if I only need this monitor for 2 weeks to determine if I need it after, why do I have to pay over $200? I don't understand that. So I decided that I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to go to the next appointments. I'm not. And I don't care. I really don't care. I know I sound selfish and stubborn right now, but I know what I'm doing. I'm cutting out so much, and now I'm even cutting out even more, that I'm so hungry, you guys. And it's frustrating because I have food in my fridge, healthy food, healthy snacks. Not even snacks. I don't even eat snacks. I have healthy things to munch on, and I'm depriving myself because of this doctor in my head. And my husband's like, "Why do you listen?" It's because I'm pregnant and you're supposed to listen to your doctor. And it's so frustrating, and I feel defeated. I don't know what else to do. It just sucks. It sucks so bad. I've given up so much food, and I didn't care because I'm like, I don't care. When my mind sticks to something, it sticks to something. And it's just, I'm honestly ready for this pregnancy to be done with. I love my baby. I can't wait for her to be here, but I am done. Um, I'm done. Said I wasn't gonna cry in this video, but you know, I've even talked to my husband and told him, oh my God. I told him that there may or may not be another baby after this, because this is like so much. And I know people say your first one's usually the stressful one, but you know, the doctor told me if I don't lose more weight, then I'm going to get diabetes again for the next pregnancy. And she just kept calling me overweight. And you know, that's the one thing you don't say to a pregnant woman, is you don't call her overweight. You don't compare her to skinny girls. And you just don't do that, because we already feel overweight. We already feel huge. Insecurities are a thing when you're pregnant. You know, you don't think that you're going to be insecure about certain things. And the pregnancy brings it out. It really does. And it's crazy. You know, like, I wasn't as insecure as I am now. You guys, half the time I think my man's cheating on me. And it's the stupidest things. And I know he's not. But like, oh my God. He can't wait till I'm not pregnant anymore, because he's tired of it too. But it's just, you get so insecure. You feel like, you're not attractive. And I mean, not saying looking like this, because I know I don't look good. Just, I'm talking about, you know, when you dress up and put your makeup on, do your hair, I still don't feel good. I feel like a bloated fucking beluga whale walking around. And, especially, oh my god, my baby shower, I felt so freaking ugly. And I know I looked fine, but I just felt huge, and I just, uh, I don't know what to do anymore. I will say though, I gave in to a cookie yesterday because I was like, fuck this, I'm eating a cookie. I had two, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had two cookies. Sorry about that breakdown, but I have an ultrasound coming up. I think this video will be uploaded during that ultrasound. And they're going to see the size of the baby, because there is a very high chance that she is not coming out at the end of August. She'll be coming out earlier, if not even the end of July. Due to gestational diabetes, the baby can get bigger. And I've always said she's coming early to my husband because, again, they messed up my due date, and there's a video on that, and I've explained that. The last video as well is they told me two different due dates. Like, guys, get your shit together, So, I might be induced. I'm at high risk for a C-section, which I'm a little upset because I wanted to go through the whole pushing the baby out. But you know what? Either way, just get her out. At this point, I don't care anymore. There's a chance of that. On top of it, I have to now go to the doctors starting, not this week coming up, but the following week, starting the 1st of July. So starting in July, I have to see my doctor twice a week now, every Monday and Thursday. And that is because I have to go in for stress tests every time, and then one more ultrasound. So I got an extra ultrasound in July 25th, I believe, yes. So twice a week I have to see my doctor now for an hour to 2 hours. So, and I have my last baby class the following week. That's the week that I have 3 appointments back to back. I'm just like so frustrated, and I'm going to talk to my head nurse because I tell her everything, and she's been there through the beginning, and I'm going to let her know that I'm not going to my diabetes appointments. I'm not monitoring my blood, because you know what? There is a girl in my class, and she's very, very, very petite. I'm not petite, I know that. She literally eats McDonald's every single day this pregnancy. She told us how she ate a whole pizza the other day to herself, you guys. And she had diabetes her first pregnancy. They didn't even tell her, and it cleared up after. So, I mean, maybe mine was like high up, and because my dad has diabetes, it's probably why, but I'm not gonna worry about it. They're gonna be checking my blood and the baby's blood after because of this. So at this point, if I have it after and it stays on me, then I'll take the necessary things I need to do to take that. I will buy the monitor, I will do all that. But these last 2 months, for you to put me on a even crazier diet, have me pricking myself when they've been taking so much blood out of me already, and this and that, I'm done. I'm overwhelmed. And then to be called overweight and pretty much called a liar, I'm done. I've never been so more done in my life. I literally cry every day. I've been trying to get my positive and my energy back up, like I said in a previous video before. But when you get shut down like this, early in the morning too, like, I'm just done. I'm just done, you know, and I hope that doctor realizes that that's not how you speak to people, especially when their emotions are everywhere in their hormones, and I'm just overwhelmed with everything. I'm done. I I always wanted to be a mom. I still do, obviously. This was something I looked forward to since I was little. And, you know, when I started becoming a teenager, I thought I was in love with some guy and I wanted his babies and I was so excited. Good thing I waited. But, you know, I always pictured my pregnancy, and this is not what I pictured. And I know life has a funny way of throwing you curveballs, but literally a curveball every month was not in the plan, and it just sucks because, you know, like, I didn't have to do what I did. A lot of pregnant women don't, and I said, nope, I'm going to change my eating habits a little more healthier because I don't want to gain as much weight, so that way it's easier to drop it after. And even with doing so, even with cutting out every single drink and just drinking water and occasionally milk, it didn't help me still, and it just sucks. So I hope anyone watching this, I guess, learns from what I did. I don't know what I did. It could have been the bagels, like I said. I hope if you're pregnant and you haven't done your glucose test, don't be afraid because of this video. Just know things happen and it hits you like a wall to your face, and it's okay to cry because, I mean, I've been crying a lot lately. I'm over this. And just watch what you're eating, I guess. And just know that everyone's pregnancy is different. And I can't even find any other positive to say I'm sorry. I've never been this negative. Like, I'm just over it. I will be making a video after I find out everything at the ultrasound. It is early in the morning. And depending on what they say, I will be making a video, you guys. But just right now, I'm very emotional, and I'm just done. You know, when you've like thrown in the towel, like you've done everything you can, and at this point, I just want her to be here and her to be fine. I don't even care about me anymore. I just hope she's fine. But yeah, give this video, guys, give this video a thumbs up because I don't even know. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I hope I didn't make it too long. If I did, I'm sorry. I know this was more of a story time. Until next time, guys. Again, I'm sorry for breaking down. I'm sorry for, I mean, it's early in the morning and I decided to make this video because, like I said, I really was not going to, but this has been a very touchy subject. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye. Gabe. Gabe. You see what I mean? But he's always next to me. Gabe.